because the president has provided inclusive governance in the country. And he said that they are not support that, what has he done for them, that they will support him. And I want to tell him what the president has done for the governors of Southeast and also for the zone. In the first place, the governor of Abia State is my cousin, Dr. Alex Oti, who is doing extremely very well. Not in a party. I want him to be in a party. And I've attended an occasion with, Governor Oti and also Sen.Abaribe. And he had praised, Dr. Oti, the governor, very highly for performance. And of course, I agree totally with him and Abia people. They love and support they show to the governor of Abia State because of his capacity and a very serious shift in terms of dividends of democracy, judging from the past administrations. And so let me tell Sen.Abaribe that the performance of Governor Oti is a product of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he didn't have the audacity and the courage to release more money to the governors, Governor Oti will not be doing what he's doing. And I'm happy that Governor Oti, in my presence, acknowledged that the subnationals are part of the national government. Of course, we have the head of government, which is Mr. President. So every success recorded by the governor, and in particular the governor of Abia State, is a success that the president has offered. And so I want him to be corrected and to note that, using his own governor as an example. But I want him to also know that, before now, we were never, in the past 8 years, of the former administration, they would share service chiefs and none would come to, Southeast. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has corrected, that, I will call it wickedness. Because how will a zone be totally excluded? And so in the first service chief's appointment, he gave us a, naval chief, very strategic. And the naval chief performed very, very well, that the president had to thank him. And when it was reshuffled, he also gave us a chief, very strategic, for our seat at home, which the naval chief, I believe, is going to wipe away, because we have lost so much, in terms of, the ungodly declaration of seat at home, which is, inflicting injuries, by ourselves, on ourselves. So, just last 2 weeks, the president directed that army depot be established in Ebonyi State. And Sen.Abaribe may not regard Ebonyi State as part of Southeast. And that's when I was governor, I made it very clear that even if Biafra were going to be, that Ebonyi will not be part of it. Because if he has regarded Ebonyi State as part of Southeast, he would have known that the president has favored the governor of Ebonyi State and by extension the entire governors of Southeast by providing army training depot, to tackle our, insecurity. This is very key. The Enyimba City, power plant, it is under the president that, the place became functional. All the bottlenecks were, set aside. And last instance, he's a lawmaker. And he has been in the Senate for a very long time. I don't want to ask what and what he has achieved for his people, because I'm not part of his people, But if we put tangibles of what he has achieved and he's questioning me, then I have to question what he has achieved. Because by saying that I didn't care about the procurement process, it's an attack on my personality and integrity. And I think that after correcting him, that he will have to withdraw the statement. Because if he doesn't, I will say more, so that we put our achievements side by side, and then the people of our region will judge, So there are 3 kinds of procurement process that the, Procurement Act proscribed. I want to tax him to go and study it and come back to tell me whether in the procurement of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, whether there was any infringement in terms of the procurement process. And I want to educate him that if there was no ESIA, which we did, and the process of ESIA for an international funders to even participate in funding of the project, the recourse is much. It was advertised, it was discussed. There was an independent discussant, a professor, that came and did stakeholders engagement of all shades of people, and it was internationally open for comments. And at the end of the day, a certificate of ESIA was issued to us, and I displayed it. And I think our rights people can still go to the archive and then let him see that ESIA is very important. The international funders under the the Dutch Development Bank that did the evaluation of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway Section 1, they came out with a verdict. One, the project is properly packaged. Number two, the quality of the project is of very high standard. Number three, the project was undervalued. And that's why when it was put forward for financial institutions outside the country to bid, it was oversubscribed by $100 million. So the international funders are not jokers. There are people that will even ask you to bring your grandmother before they approve any fund for you. So I want him to be educated that proper procedure was followed. And in any case, he's not interested that this particular route is passing through his community. The road between Ekotepene and Umahi, this coastal highway is passing. Just because he says it's an opposition, he has waived all the merits and all the assistance the president is giving to Southeast. And he was questioning the progress of Southeast by President Bola Tinubu. And I continue to say, maybe because the Trans-Sahara Road is passing between, Ebonyi, through Enugu. It's not counting Ebonyi and Enugu as part of Southeast. Otherwise, you should have known that the president has, awarded 123.5 kilometers of Section 1 of Trans-Sahara, running from, Ndibe Beach in Ebonyi State and going through Benue, to Kogi, to Nasarawa, and ending in Abuja. And that's the third legacy project, Mr. President. That project is 456 billion, 50% paid by Mr. President. He doesn't also know that the 17.5 connecting, bypass, second Niger Bridge bypass, has been awarded to CGC, and our work is ongoing there, and the total cost of that project is 170 billion, 30% fully paid by this man that he said has not done anything for Southeast. He has not also known that Enugu-Abakaliki dualized road is been awarded and over 43 billion paid, 183 billion, 118 kilometers. He has to be educated that this is what the president is doing for us. He has to be educated that from Afibo in Ebonyi down to Abia, his own state, and down to Okigwe, Imo State, that the Dangote tax credit is ongoing. And that project is about 64 kilometers and is costing 196 billion. He has to be educated. He has to be educated that Owerri-Onitsha road that has been awarded to CGC, it is ongoing. He has to be educated. He has to be educated that the Enugu-Onitsha that has been ongoing for the past 20 years, has been put to rest by President Bola Tinubu. And that the first section of it is under MTN tax credit, 202 billion. The president is doing that road. And the balance of it, which is 72 kilometers, is being done by SKCC. That's 150 billion, 30% fully paid. He has to know. He has to know that artisan bridge that got broken due to, flood this thing, 75-meter length, 3 spans, dual, it's been fully completed by the president at Artisan in Enugu State and commissioned. He needs to know. He needs to know that we have 23, flyover bridge at Emene in Enugu State. That project is about 90% done. Before now, even those going to Ebonyi, going to Benue, going to Goja, will spend 7 hours on that road. But today, you don't even spend 10 minutes on the road, courtesy of Mr. President. Sen.Abaribe needs to know that the Enugu-Port Harcourt has been ongoing, and the journey of 2.5 hours would take 7 hours. Before the president came on board, you wouldn't travel between Aba and Port Harcourt. Today, one full carriageway is fully completed, and you can engage one carriageway from Enugu, straight to Port Harcourt. And the governors of Southeast are very happy. They are very grateful to the president. And, I can boldly say that the president has done very well for Southeast people, and as Southeast people, we vote for Mr. President. He said he will not be voted 2027. I think Senator Abaribe was talking about himself, because both APC and Labour is going to take a seat. When you see a very, astute performer and politician, Senator Ojoso Okalo. Of course, Ojoso was his boss, and he was deputy governor. I don't know why he sacked him. Maybe for issues like this, darkening council without knowledge. So I can assure you that he was talking about himself. He won't be talking about the president that has been acknowledged all over the country as having taken back the country. You see, when people darken council without knowledge, it's because we have a president who is not reading the book of Lamentation, to let you know the kind of, economy that he took. He's not complaining because he's a man of his words. He said, I saw all these problems and I took it. So there's no need to complain. It is to, attack the problems. And the worst is over. He's taking over, the country for Nigerians. And I do not say what I cannot prove. Look at the foreign reserve, look at the stability of the Naira, look at inflation down to 14. Yes, all the macro indices would have been taken back. And he's doing everything to trickle down to the micro, indices. The NEFLONT for students, the empowerment, renewed hope empowerment that is going to go through all the wards, the food prices coming down, and so many other things Mr. President has done. This security is being fought headlong. For the first time, kidnappers would kidnap our people, and through the grace of God upon him and the very hard-working security agencies would recover them. This is what the president is doing. And I believe that if you are in opposition, be constructive. And I think that the cyberbullying, act should be deployed so that when you say things you cannot prove just to deceive the public, you should be able to answer to that. This is very, very critical and very important. And so when I said boldly, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having done all these things, that there will be no need for agitation of Biafra again. And I saw, I watched Arise this morning, and they were talking about it. And Abati said, look, there is no region that is not talking about marginalization. And so, what I then meant was that we were excluded, Southeast people were excluded from the affairs of the nation. And the president has included us. So having included us, then we can talk about marginalization alongside with other zones. They talk about that we've never been president. If I've never been president since, is it Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will make it overnight by ceding his own position? No, he has to complete his 2 tenures. We are comfortable with what he's doing. We've been included. And so we can talk about marginalization, alongside with other zones. People talk about the effect of the Civil War. By including us, it means it's the right step. Whatever that went wrong, he has the capacity and the good heart, to, redeem it. It wasn't just South, it's South, part of it. So I want to boldly say that there is no need for Biafra agitation. We are better in Nigeria. Look at our resources in Southwest, in North, all over the country. And so anybody calling for, Biafra under this kind, high-hearted president who has included us is not being wise. And I'm very bold to ask our people to speak out. Let the leaders be bold to speak out, because we can't keep quiet while, people that don't have economic, knowledge and the knowledge of our administration will be darkening council without knowledge, and we as leaders, we keep quiet. We have to stand up. It doesn't mean that we are 100% okay. No region is 100% okay, but the journey has just started. And we believe strongly that the president is uniting the 6 geopolitical zones. We believe that under him, by the end of his second tenure, Nigeria would have been a united, country, where the man from, Sokoto will be in Ebonyi State, no harassment. He has equal rights with others, and this is very important. And to every, region, I ask you, when you move from one region to the other, obey the laws of the people, obey the culture of the people. Don't be more Catholic than Pope. Respect the people, so that there will be no, altercation. My people used to say that you cannot become a wife and then become first daughter. It doesn't work that way. This is very important. And then how we shift from Southeast, and I still say that, look, the leaders of Southeast should, hear me out. We have been included. The marginalization, like Abati said, everybody is crying of marginalization, And I thank Ojukwe for bringing up the matter, because, it should be in national, dialogue and discussion, so that people will know that we are out of the dark ages. And I ask every Southeast person to be very low about it, but to be very bold and courageous anywhere you are. This country belongs to all of us. No one is a stranger, and no one will be a stranger. We all have equal rights. We all have equal opportunities. That's my words for them. If you break the law, I'm not part of you. If you go to a place and become unruly, I'm not part of you. But so far, you obey the laws of the land. And of course, you're humble to do your business. We have equal rights. That's the much I can say. Abaribe probably did not know that if the Southeast did not get the Minister of Works, maybe it might take a little longer for this inclusiveness to be completed. Now, we are not the last in terms of infrastructural development. We may not be the first. It doesn't mean that we must be the first, but we are happy where we are.